Hello, everyone. I'm Christina. And today we, as usual, have plenty to talk about. So, we're just going to go ahead and give it just a second for people to show up. And in the meantime, for those of you who end up coming back and seeing this later, don't forget to subscribe, share the videos, and definitely hit like and comment because I really love your guys' comments. It's wonderful. And I usually do these live streams because I really love talking to everybody in person. So don't forget to hit the thumbs up. And I also wanted to just make a quick announcement that they finally got my Odyssey backup channel synced back again. So my videos are starting to go over there again. So I've got this in the description box, the link to the backup channel. So let's go ahead and get started. All right. And today we're talking about Afghanistan mostly as what's going on basically today. But it's interwoven with a lot of things that are happening with it at the same time that I feel kind of gives me the feeling like I'm a target. Not me personally, necessarily just me. I'm saying that there's targets on people's backs, like when they made those lists about, patriots and Christians being on the terrorist list. It just feels like the people that should be considered enemies are being negotiated with, while Christians and patriots are on a terroristic list. And we see some of this when we look at what's going on in Afghanistan, because, just what was it yesterday? Jen Psaki thought it was irresponsible for everyone to call U.S. people stranded in Afghanistan. And we're just sitting there thinking, well, we think what the Biden administration did was irresponsible by not evacuating them in the first place. So who are they to sit there and start playing word salad and games? The truth is there are people that are stranded there. And now it went from a possible hostage situation to now we've got Marines killed. We've got citizens that have been killed and injured because of suicide bombers. Now, what was it? ISIS? They were the ones taking credit for that. But it just goes to show you that they are not in the safest place, that this was just not planned well. And that really is something that is more like beating a dead horse at this point, because everybody pretty much agrees that this was handled very badly. All right. Don't forget to say hi, you guys. Okay, and in the meantime, Joe has been MIA for the most part. He scoffs. Instead, he's blowing up phones about an infrastructure deal. That's what people are saying. He feels like he's done a good job and that no one could have foreseen this coming while negotiations are being made with the Taliban, which is crazy. So while we're on the actual terrorist list, when Kabul is attacked, U.S. casualties are confirmed, okay? Then the news comes out today that Democrats want info on Trump supporters, including Alex Jones. See, they are targeting certain types of people for punishment, for going against their wishes and their desires. It just really shows in who they're supporting and uplifting and who they're totally dropping on their behinds. And when you start talking about passes to go to the grocery store, things are getting really out of hand, okay? I don't know how long this live stream will be. Hello, Adrian. It's good to see you. Always good to see you. Hello, Mark Rufiner. Seattle, right? Debbie Lynn, good to see you back. And Trent, my sweet Trent. Clarissa, good to see you. Oh, good. Well, at least somebody's getting notified, huh, Clarissa? That's awesome. That's awesome. Great to see all of you guys here. Thanks for coming. Thank you. So what do you think it means when they want the lists of supporters? Do you think that really stops at, who actually voted for him too, possibly, in time? like there's some kind of punishment for, anybody disagreeing with them. You can't even say the word stranded without her red hair catching on fire. And she's a speaker for the House, right? Like not like Pelosi, but she speaks for that administration on these press meetings. So you can just see they really have no heart towards morality. And just to back up as to how much they really could care less about Americans, their own people. I mean, besides the fact that they're embarrassing us, but they're also putting us in a dangerous situation because other countries see easy prey now, right? And now with this Afghanistan thing, now they hate us. Now, do you think they're really just going to attack the president? No, he'll be hiding in a hole somewhere if something like that happens. We're going to get it. We're being set up, right? And instead of them dealing with that situation, they're kind of just in their own little world, like they did this great job. And Kamala goes off to Saigon? In the middle of this Afghanistan thing. It was almost ironic. It was really, really strange. And then as usual, she's having these flight problems, and they say it's Havana syndrome that she's been suffering from. I don't know. Maybe she is. Maybe she's got the coup. I don't know. Oh, thank you so much, Paul. God bless you. Hello from Wichita Falls, Texas. Hello, Francis Beckett. Feet in the sand. That's right. Following Jesus' footsteps. Just follow him. We'll get out of this. Because we'll be with him in paradise, one way or another. I'm going to give it all I've got. Good thing to say. Good to see you, Wichita Falls, Francis. I'm going to Internet Privacy next month through Rob Braxman Tech. I'll have to check that out, Mark. All I know is there's something fishy going on in the government that has similarities to... It does. I mean, they successfully pitted the people against each other. They've got their bunkers ready. Okay. They knew at some point, and they probably knew about the point where the earthquakes and tsunamis would be kicking up. And I mean, just the way that they betrayed Afghanistan. They've betrayed the American people. And when Biden has his hands in dividing Israel, my line of thinking is what we believe is good, he's going to be leaving something. Betrayal is all I see whenever they say, okay, well, we're going to bring the country together. That was the opposite. Okay. Everything that they seem to do seems good idealistically, but there's no real plan. It's unless the plan is to destroy America and kill Americans and offend other countries, then they're doing a great job if that's what their goal really is to do. Now, there's something I want to bring up covertly, okay, when it comes to the reports that I'm hearing now on the jabbed and unjabbed, how they said that it was a pandemic of the unvaccinated type of thing. Well, come to find out that they weren't counting if you die in the first 2 weeks of getting it, they don't count those. So the charts would have been different is what I'm hearing. So they just keep on going on about the coup de cure. No matter what's happening. I mean, have you seen this? No matter what's happening, everything leads back to that stick. Everything. And we're all just watching in disbelief as things are. Can you just see how you're in more danger than you think you are when your job is being threatened? Firefighters in California right now are being threatened with their job if they don't get that thing. And the fires are out of control in that state. They don't care about anything that we care about. They don't care about us. See, They wanted to kill a virus. It wasn't a what, it was us. We are the virus. We're the lab rats. We're the targets. And then we look at what's going on in the world environmentally, okay? Yeah, you didn't vote in 2020. Okay, good deal. All right, we have a hurricane headed to the Gulf states. Now, it is time, and I believe it's Ida, they're calling this one. And what they're suspicious of is that as it gets closer to the Gulf states, that it's going to speed up and intensify, much like one did last year. And if you notice, I mean, didn't I just talk about this recently? I said last year, hurricane season, New Orleans, between New Orleans and Lake Charles, really, but New Orleans kept getting hit over and over. It's the first one, really, that we're going to get hit with in the Gulf is going to that same exact spot. And it leaves you wondering what's going on there underneath the ground. And then I would suspect underneath the ground that is just drawing those hurricanes straight to that place time and time again. But we're going to have to say prayers for people in Louisiana, and we have to not discount what could happen in parts of Texas or Mississippi or Alabama. Now, this is a part where, you know, all this prepping is come in handy. If you have a get out plan, get out before they say you have to, because that's when all the roads back up. And I know this from experience. You don't want to wait for them to call an evacuation. You want to go ahead and get out if you're supposed to get out. For everyone else who's going to ride it out, batteries, backup batteries, or you get your generators, get your fuel, your candles out, get it ready. Okay, know where your flashlights are, because when those lights go out last year when Laura came through, our lights got turned out here and we didn't even get hit. So I want you to look out for that. Okay, see, this season, it's very important to be prepared because nobody else is out looking out for us. We're on our own. Okay, in time, it's getting shorter and shorter. You think about Revelation 12. The devil knew one thing when he got thrown down. What was that? That his time is short. That means he's going really fast with what he needs to do. So we need to be on the ball. It's not going to be just one big thing that happens. It's going to be a sequence of hits from different places that will hit us. So you always need to be prepared. Okay? The Gulf is probably warmer than usual. There's also a giant eddy that's in the Gulf, and storms could get stuck in it. That's true. But there's a lot going on underneath the Gulf of Mexico, too. We've had those floor crustaceans, the ones that are on the floor of the Gulf, come floating up cooked and dead. We've had problems down there that they keep a real tight lid on. All right. I blew that lid off a few years ago, and they just quit reporting earthquakes in the Gulf. But do you think those earthquakes really stopped when all the earthquakes and all the other bodies of water are picking up? That would make no sense, right? So we need to always be keeping an eye on the Gulf of Mexico. Don't let that lack of knowledge, because you didn't grow up on that coast like I did, fool you. The Gulf can be very dangerous, not just by hurricanes either. I want to welcome all of you to this live stream, and I'm so thankful that you're here. Yes, Adrian. Yes. And also, like the movie, they want us to plug into the Matrix. Okay? Spying on us is not good enough. They want complete and total control. And that's why I keep looking at that movie, thinking about that movie Gamer, how they could just control you by a remote control. They could control what you say, pretty much everything. You didn't have any control, but it's just weird. It's just weird how these movies, even the Terminator, seems to make more sense with the cyber hacking going on, and how you couldn't tell the robots at first from an actual human. And then, I checked out that purple and black light thing. Guess what? It's happening all over the place. It isn't just one place. It's happening because the lights they have, they're good for driving. They are good for nighttime when you can't see. The black lights, on the other hand, would be good for a completely different reason, and it wouldn't be for visualization of a deer that might be in front of you a few yards ahead. This would be to pick up the luciferase in your veins, or the little prongs later from that little square, what do you call it, quantum dot tattoo. It'll be to pick up. And so that's what I was telling Christians, you might want to pick up some black lights, because when it's time to run, if you've got one person that can be tracked, your whole group is going to be, what's it called? Y'all know what I'm talking about. It's going to be in danger. You might want to invest in a little handheld black light, some little tiny batteries that go with it. It might actually save your lives. Okay. Seriously, you remember in that movie Red Dawn, one person had been stuck. It was inside. They didn't know. But once they found out, they were like, how could they have known? Okay. Yeah, so much for throwing away your phones and ditching your vehicles with a GPS. That's not going to be enough now. You have to literally figure out who it is that's online physically. Compromised. Yes. That's why I had a dream about those who took the cure turned into zombies, aka mind control. Yeah, I'm worried about that, especially with the attachment to the neurological system. The new Red Dawn, right? New Red Dawn. So that is something I think that you should add to your go bags. If there's one way to know for sure, because if you think about it, let's just talk about this in a dating sense, okay? Let's pretend you and I are dating, right? And we're not Christians. We're not so worried about sex before marriage. This is a hypothetical, right? Now, it's not just about diseases. You have to ask them, have you been jabbed? Because they can get that all over you and affect you and stuff inside. And you think they'll always tell you the truth if that's what's on the line? You see what I'm saying? If they find out that, certain things won't be available to them if their job, like they can't go with the group, they're probably not going to tell you and be honest, right? You want to know. Hey, girls, Steve Dilly. I wonder if the virus tests are still false positives. In addition to contagions in the tip of the swabs, FDA illegal approved mandate. They've noticed moving fibers in that thing. And I don't really trust that test anyway. I don't trust anything that needs to go to the blood barrier of my brain, or when they say, you need to be tested constantly. I'm like, no, I don't. No, I don't. People act like we're going to live forever. And look, man, I don't pretend I'm going to live forever, but at least I'm going to die a woman. At least I'm going to die human. And on my terms, meaning I can at least say I'm not going to die that way. I'm not going to take that risk. And there is nothing you can do to convince me and all my friends otherwise. Okay? Because what are you threatening me with, paradise? That's all I'm thinking. That's really how I see it. Make my job easier, So I want all of y'all to be prepared. Just the way that things are going, who looks like the friends of the government and who the enemies really are. I want you to be ready with your surroundings for anything that's going to happen. And soon I'm going to be giving everyone an update on the food trailer, because I have been working on it enough to where I really need to do an update. So I'm going to try to at least get all the picture and video on Sunday. All right. And update on that Go Power Plus battery. Again, I still don't know if it's the solar panels or if that's how that thing charges, but it's like day 4 and it's only got 2 bars charged. Okay. So yeah, I'm definitely going to be looking to get something better than that, but at least I have something right now. At least I have something that's better than nothing. All right. It says, Clarissa says, it's in the Bible, those who take the mark will seek death, and death will run from them. That's true about the mark. It absolutely is. But it also says those who seek to save their lives will lose it. So this is where we trust in God, not trust in science. Like science, that's that religion, Scientology, believing, like that sounds like idolization, a false god to me. My father is responsible for all this science and quantum physics. I trust him. We don't trust no man. Didn't they say that we've got evil in high places right now? Wickedness, wolves in sheep's clothing. All right. And for all of the Trump supporters out there, he took it. We don't even know who's going to be alive a year from now versus not. But I tell you what, I wonder why a lot of these job positions aren't being filled, because a lot of people are dead. That's what I'm worrying in the back of my head. Anyway, y'all, I'm going to go ahead and get off the horn right now. I don't know when my son's going to be home from work, and he's kind of loud when he comes in. He's like 6'3". So I'm going to end this now. Don't forget to share the videos, hit thumbs up, and definitely subscribe. I will talk to you soon. Bye.